Good morning. It's Scott Cullen back for another episode of Fridays with Frank. I'm here Friday morning with Frank Cannata, our founder. Hey, Frank, how you doing and what's on your mind today?
Oh, I'm doing great, Scott. Things are going well, and I couldn't be more pleased. As you know, the thing of the moment for us is the survey, and the initial returns look pretty strong, and we're very pleased with it. But I just want to take a few minutes today to kind of set the table for why this survey is so important to all of us, and I mean literally for the entire industry. When we did the first one 37 years ago, my message was very simple. Nobody is really paying attention to what the dealers are doing and how they're doing it. There were some very low opinions of the dealers' capabilities by the leading analytical groups at that time, of which there were only two that addressed the industry, but both of them didn't think that dealers had any real capabilities other than selling the lowest end machines. So the bottom line is, I wanted to really reflect on what the leaders were doing and what the average dealer was doing, and look at it from that standpoint. So initially, we just queried our subscribers, and there was 100. I didn't look at the numbers exactly, but I recall it was like 135, 140 returns, which for me I thought was pretty good, because at that point I think we had about 350 dealers subscribing. Anyway, to make a long story short, we've built on it each year. And what I'm most pleased with it is that more and more I hear from dealers themselves how they value this, because I see dealers participating consistently every year, the same dealers. So I asked them, what was the thing, what was the that we provided they really like? Could we be doing something else? And they said, no, what you're doing is great. It gives you a very strong look at how all the other dealers are doing in terms of the software, the production, print, A4, et cetera, all the things that you cover in the survey. And we look forward to it. And as one of the companies said, we look at it all year long. We refer to the data when we're discussing different things within the company as to what we have to do. So from both the vendor side and the dealer side, the response has been good, that we have a good following in it. But the only thing that really honestly disturbs me a bit is the fact that we have to offer an incentive for the dealers to respond. We have this year, we're very fortunate, we have 4 companies that are sponsoring the survey for their dealers. And I'm very grateful to Kyocera, Ricoh, Sharp, and Toshiba for doing this. Also, we get great help from the leasing companies like Great America, US Bank, and more recently Macquarie, who are asking the dealers to participate as well. And that is very much appreciated. But what happens when the other companies that don't choose to sponsor an incentive for their dealers, their numbers fall, and every year consistently. From the time they subscribe, they would be receiving in the high 50s. It's down to the low 30s, and this year will probably be even less. And that's sad. That dealers feel they need an incentive to have something that's being done for them to help them, and they can't take the time to fill out a survey. I think that's a huge miscalculation of what this survey is all about. Now, through the years, I've been told off about this when I inquired. I was one dealer I reached out to who was at the time, this is going back quite a few years. I said, you're a leader in the industry. He was up in the New England area, and he has long since sold his business. I said, love to see you involved. So he said, why should I do this to make you money? I said, wow, make me money? Boy, you got to show me what I'm missing out on here. But at any rate, that was the attitude of a lot of dealers. And I still feel that exists to some degree, which negates their interest in being involved. I think they've missed out on something that is really significant. We've just gone through an exercise doing a summary of the past 4 years on both A3 and A4 performances. And the data is amazing as to what it reflects. And if people would participate, and you certainly do a great job over 2 issues in every October and November, part 1 and part 2. They'll get a ton of information from that. It's something that I feel very positive about. I think what you've done since you've taken it over has enhanced it greatly, and I'm very proud of the product that we're putting out and the information that we're providing to the industry. So, I mean, that's kind of like my message today. You're certainly going to get, the dealers are going to get the link from somebody, because we have conservatively close to 8 or 9 companies, major companies, sending out the link, maybe as many as 10. So it's going to hit everybody in the industry. And just on an added point, by virtue of not, let's put it, providing an incentive, the dealers from the 2 manufacturers that don't participate get dealers who are multi-line. So they're picking up the incentive from somebody else. They're not doing it out of any form of let me help, let me contribute to the industry I'm involved in and enjoy the results. But it is what it is. But last year was a great year. We got 385 returns. And as I was telling someone at the event I was at recently, we had 19 surveys that we rejected simply because they didn't respond to all the questions. Most prevalent was they didn't want to share their revenue. Well, you don't take a survey and say that's not applicable. You take a survey, you answer all the questions, or don't bother at all, because we tie, as you well know, we tie all these things together, and together they paint a very positive picture of the industry. I would urge every dealer to think about this for a minute and take it seriously, because it is important. That's it.